So I've had the BMW Parallel Series wheels on for quite some time now. I'll leave a link above to that other video, but I got a set of Corvette C6 wheels from a friend, and I wanted to put them on, see what it takes to put them on, and see if I liked them. The fronts are an 18 by 8.5 on a 245/40 ZR18. The rears are a 19 by 10 on a 285/35 ZR19. One thing that was quickly apparent about these wheels is they're a positive offset. So that means the mounting surface is closer to the outside of the wheel. So a spacer is going to be required to get these to fit right. So there's no interference with the frame or the inner wheel well. So the first thing I did was just try to figure out and measure what that distance is and what thickness spacer that I'm going to need. Now, the easiest way I found is just to cut up some small blocks of wood. These were 1.5 inches, so I just tried 1.5 inches first, bolted the wheel on, see how close it was. Still had quite a bit of rubbing. Two of them together was roughly 3 inches, and it looked like it was pretty correct, so that was what I went with. Now, I didn't order spacers. These are adapters, so the adapter bolts to the axle, and then the wheel bolts to the adapter. So it's a much more secure, more positive way of securing the wheel to it. I don't think 3-inch spacers would really work, or I don't even think they make anything. So a hub adapter or a wheel adapter was the way to go. These are the adapters I ordered for the rear. Now they are 3 inches thick. They have the 12 millimeter by 150 studs on them because that's the lug nuts that I'm using on the wheel. These are very thick, beefy billet aluminum, and let's see how they go onto the car. So the BMW wheels I had on without a spacer. For rolling around in the garage, it rubs just a little bit, but not much, so no need to have them on all the time. Next step is to get the adapter on there. Now they're a 5-on-4 3/4 adapter that goes onto the axle. Once the adapter's on, torque them down to spec because it's the last time that I'll have them off there until I actually need to remove the rotor. One little tip here is just always make sure the mounting surfaces are clean, don't have any dirt or dust or anything on it, so they need to seat directly up against there without any interference. And we just bolt on the C6 wheels right onto the adapter and use the 12 millimeter by 1.5 lugs that came with the wheel, so it has the right seat. Just zipped them down with the gun just to make sure I've got clearance. Give them a quick spin. Nothing's rubbing, so let's crawl underneath the car and see what the clearances look like. So it looks like between the inside of the wheel and the frame, I've got probably a good inch and a half of clearance, plenty of room. If it was an inch, I'd be happy. The outside looks a little tight, but we're gonna have to get this down on the ground to see how close it is to that inner wheel well. So we'll get the car down on the ground now and take a look and see what the clearance is on the inside and the outside again. And it looks like the outside clearance between the tire and the fender is not going to be an issue. I would probably, if I was going to run these fairly aggressive, I might roll that fender just a little bit to give it a little bit more clearance, and it'll certainly make changing the wheel and tire a little bit easier if I need to. But as it sits right now, that's no problem at all. And there we have it. Fits no problem. I kind of like the way they look. Like I said, sometimes some people don't like that real positive offset look on a muscle car. For me, I really don't care how they look. I'm more interested in how they perform. And a 18, 19, 20-inch wheel, the tire selection's a lot easier. The tires are far better than a 14 or 15-inch tire from the old school days. I don't mind the way they look, but they don't perform very well other than on a drag radial or a traditional type of street tire rolling down the road. So as a performance handling type tire, these are going to be far better than what I had on there. The BMW wheels are fine for that as well, but I just kind of like the look of the Corvette wheels a little bit more, so I think I'm going to go with these. So that's just the rear. I ordered spacers for the front as well, but as you can see, I still have the front end torn apart on this thing. I need to do the QA1 front suspension. Hope to get to that in the next couple of weeks when I've got some time at night to do it. But for now, the rears fit fine, look good, and I think that's what we're going to go with. So if you got any questions at all, please don't hesitate. Leave them down below. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.